It's another Friday, and today is packed with some exciting moves in the market. And if you would allow me, I would walk you through every setup that I see on the chart. Now, this is not me directly making trade calls for you, but this video is for educational purpose only, and it's to help you make better trading decisions in your own way or style of trading. Now, if this sounds like what you want to see me do, then I would be glad to show you. Again, I do this every single day where I analyze the market and upload here in this channel. So if this is what you want to constantly see, then do yourself a favor by subscribing to the channel and hitting on the notification bell so you get the notification once I drop this video every London section, because I do my best to drop that during London session. Okay, so without further ado, let's hop in and start with gold. So if you've been following me, again, you'd notice that I told you I am waiting for gold to come back as a correction here, either this, like this, or like this, or even like this. So it took this, it's going up, so I'm waiting for it to come up to about this length, but from where it is now breaking this high, it is ready to turn. So I won't be surprised if I see an impulse here and see a correction, then this becomes the trade. Okay, so that is it for gold. But again, who says this can't climb its way up? The way this is right now, as I am recording this video, it is a sell setup. But can it turn to a buy setup in a few hours from now? Of course it can. Now, if it forms a correction here, this means it has a potential to go up and maybe pull back for this and maybe go back again. And before it finishes this move, it's already getting to this top, and it might just go test the top or even break it, but then we're going to see this, and this becomes a buy setup instead of the sell setup that it is right now. So you see, this is how the market can change within the day, and you might see me say this is a buy setup now, and later in the day it is selling. Yeah, I know why it is selling, and I must have done my analysis and reanalyzed, adjusted the whole analysis, but then I wouldn't have time to bring it to you guys, and that's why I have been thinking of starting a live stream. I don't know what your thoughts about that will be. If you'd like to see me live stream every day for you guys, then let me know in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tick on that notification bell. All right, so this is what we have on gold. So but for now, the current setup I am seeing is a sell setup. Will it turn to a buy setup later? I don't know. We just keep watch and wait till the chart presents the information. So go to silver, and if you've been following me yesterday, remember I told you that silver would come up at least for this, just at least for this, and it may come down again before it goes for this, or it may just directly go for this, having these as independent corrections on their own. So which are we going for right now? I don't know which one we're going for. So I was buying it yesterday, and at some point when it started doing this, I had to exit. So just a few hours ago, I had to put this entry. When I saw this pullback, I was like, this might not really go that deep. Even if it goes, let me just have this here and see what it does. And it took me in. Anyways, that's by the way. So for silver, I am either waiting to see an impulse and a correction in the opposite side, then I will exit this trade and look for a potential sell setup or sell trade, or it is just coming to this top. We shall see which one it is in a few hours from now. Hopefully before London session ends, we'll see what it does. Don't jump into the buy, and for you to buy, please wait for another correction. Okay, this correction will confirm that it is still going up. If you don't see any correction, please do not jump into the buys, because it might also reverse any moment from now. Remember, I told you this is an option. Okay, so keep your eyes on that one. Let's go to US oil. And yesterday, if you followed me strictly yesterday, I told you we could end up having a correction here, which will finish, come down, go back for this, and we could end up having this. So keep your eyes on that one. And just like magic, it is working, right? So we have an impulse here, we have this correction, we have an impulse, we have this correction, and this might even be a more complex correction, which comes here, goes back up, comes here for this, goes back up, comes for this. So we could just be here for a very long time, okay, before we finally get this, and we could just be here for a longer time if it actually follows every single move that I am drawing right now. But it could skip one, and because of skipping one, it could then skip one more or two more and just do this. Instead of coming back here, it just does this. It just does this, comes back for this, instead of coming back, going back and coming back. So it will skip two moves and just goes to break this stop, comes back for this, goes up for this, and then come for this, which afterwards we most likely will get this. All right, so keep your eyes on this one. As at this moment, there is no trade set up for you, and don't try to jump into this. UK oil should be similar, not really similar, but again, you can see we have this correction in the middle, we have this, and it might just be going up for this. So if it goes up for this, it will come down for this. So we have 1, 2 move, 3 to complete everything. Let's look at US oil again. Does it mean that this is this? Could be it. Contracting flat, where we'll have an impulse, a correction, and an impulse. So we might just be coming up for this. Okay, we might just be coming up for that after all. So which means after that we wait for this and we wait for that. So maybe keep your eyes on it, and because it's already trending downwards, it comes up, gives you a sell setup, you can take it, because you don't know how far this will go before we start getting this. So if it comes up, gives you a sell setup, just try taking it to at least break this low. Let's go to, remember yesterday I told you that this could end up being a sell setup. All right, so as it stands right now, what I am seeing is a sell setup. Now will this later turn to a buy setup? I don't know. I just have to wait and see what the chart presents. But what I have now is a sell setup, and I can put my entry order below here where this line is, and if it is indeed a sell setup, it should take me into the trade when it is coming down. But if it's not, then let it continue going up. I'm not in the trade. But if it goes up to this stop, it will pull back like this and continue buying. So this is now where it turns to a buy setup instead of a sell setup. So whichever one it will do now, I don't know. All I know is that as it stands now, what I am seeing is a sell setup, but I am not in the trade. Okay, the confirmation here is, if this truly is a sell setup, let it take me in as it's coming down. I don't have to sell it from here. Okay, that's how we trade. Once confirmation is seen and it proves to be heading to a certain direction, then we'll put a stop order. So if it's going to that direction, truly let it take you in. If not, you're not in the trade. You avoid the confusion and every other thing in between and wait for another setup. That's how we trade. All right, so I'm sure you learned something from that. NAS 100, this one also is forming kind of a sell setup too. So here are the things that I'm looking at. This could come down, making this the one, the correction in the middle, the two. Okay, 1 2 3, one impulse, correction, second impulse. Okay, and then we'll go back for this one impulse, correction, second impulse, making 1 2 3, and then we'll come down for this before we go. That's one option. Another option is that this has completed whatever it is doing here as 1 2 3, and we're just going back up. We formed an impulse, we formed a running flat, and we just go to break this stop. And now here is one thing for you to note. Watch it when it breaks this line, this stop. Okay, watch it when it breaks that up, because it will be coming down. So if it's going to break that up, watch it very closely. If not, this might just form something complex here. Might just form something complex here before it goes back up. And if it does this, goes back up, of course we are going to get this in turn, and this becomes a buy setup. So after getting this, we go back up. And now I hope you are learning something. Okay, so these are the varieties you need to have at the back of your mind, and then wait for the chart or the market to prove to you which one it is doing actually. Then you wait for your setup and you enter the trade, or you put your pending order. All right, so that's for NAS 100. Let's go to S&P 500, where it is doing similar thing. Okay, this could end up becoming this coming down, where we have this as the top, or we could also be having this right now. Let me show you this. Sorry, we could also be having this right now, where it has completed that correction and it's just going to break this stop once more. So which one it is doing, we don't really know as at this moment, but what we see is that we have a sell setup here already. Okay, so I'm going to put this pending order. If it is coming down, let it take me. If not, let me take this out, because this could also belong to this, and let's not rule that out. Okay, so but now let me leave it like this for now. So what we have currently is a sell setup. Now this sell setup turn to a buy setup? Of course it may, where we have it come here, do this, go back up, maybe come back for this and go up one more before it does this. But already we know that this is going to form a buy setup for the bigger move. So after this, we can of course go up some more, because this move already broke the stop. So automatically this is a correction. It's either going to form an expanding flat or it forms a running flat, because the possibility of a regular flat has now been eliminated by breaking this stop. So we just keep an eye on it and watch which it is doing. So but for now, the immediate trade I see is sell setup. Will it sell? I don't know. Am I in the sales? Not yet. So I only have a pending order that could take me in if at all truly it is going to come down. That is it for S&P 500. German 30. Okay, this one is forming a buy setup after it broke out of this stop. Remember I told you yesterday that this may actually go up to break this stop, and form an expanding flat and still come down. And now what can we see to determine that this changed from a sell setup into a buy setup is to see it break out of this stop and form a correction, which it has done. So right now it is going to break this stop at least, and then we might either be coming for this, still taking this as an expanding flat in the middle, coming for this, going back up, or this becomes all the correction we have and this becomes the top wherever it will stop, and we just come for this. Okay, whichever one it will do, we don't know. Can it even break this stop? Can it even break this stop and still continue? Of course it can. Who says it can't? It can break the top, make a minor correction, and still continue. Okay, then we reanalyze this. So once it starts making a correction here, we'll start reanalyzing this to know what we missed here and why this thing should go up some more. All right, then we could take all these as the correction, give this an impulse, 1 2 3, and an impulse. We could take all these as a correction, making 1 2 3, and this becomes an impulse. So impulse, correction, impulse, and then we're going up. Okay, that's only if this starts to form a correction here to go back one more. Else I am expecting it to come break this low again. And I hope you really do understand everything I have said here, the probabilities that lie ahead and what you need to look out for. I really hope you do understand. But the immediate trade we have is this, and how far it will go, I don't know. If you want to jump into the trade, make sure you are monitoring it closely and trading carefully. All right, that being said, let's hop onto UK 100 GBP, where I told you it's been forming this correction here, and after everything here we might just see it come break this stop. After everything here we might just see it come break this stop, which is not really too far from where it is right now. And you know what that means to the bigger picture. Okay, if you don't know, let me show you. On the bigger picture, we have this. If this comes to break this stop, break out of that line, break this stop, then this becomes the 1 2 3. Okay, and we'll look forward to this. If not, and if it does that, by the way, this becomes a standalone correction. That will have an impulse, correction, and impulse. If not, then this would do whatever it's doing here. Wouldn't break this stop, but still come down. Now, if it does that, we'll start reconsidering if this is actually an expanding flat or not. But I just hope it goes to break the top at once before it turns. I just hope so. Now that is it for the indices. A few of the cryptos though before we close this first recording. BTC, and remember yesterday I told you we could be forming a correction to go back up, so seems we are actually going back up to break that 100k mark. Let's see what it does. Let's see. I'm not jumping into the trade though, just monitor it and see what it does. Ethereum broke this low and still forming another thing here. So could this be a correction for more downwards, or is this some form of an impulse and a correction to go back up? Well, we'll figure it out very soon. BNB making a correction to go back up. And the last one I do is SHIB, right? So for this one again, stay away, because we're in this correction where we don't know how long it will stay here and how big it will be. So just don't try to impress yourself by buying or selling this. Just avoid it totally for the meantime. And that should bring us to the end of this first recording. I hope you did learn something and I hope you make money. Okay, If you by any means don't understand or feel confused about what I said here, just go back to the video and watch it, and you may also go back to the particular spot and watch it again. Make sure you leave your likes, your comments and questions, including your suggestions and requests, all in the comment section, and I'll do my best to attend to each and every one of them. So with that being said, I'll see you over the next video. Bye.